Today we're talking about the Ford Model K. So what was the Ford Model K? The Ford Model K was the replacement for the Model C, and for the most part, it was the first Ford luxury car. Now keep in mind, this was Ford's only real attempt at a luxury car until he bought Lincoln in 1922. And for the most part, Henry Ford himself didn't want this car. This car only came into existence under the pressure of one of Ford's investors, Alexander Malcolmson. Now, Alexander's voice carried big weight at Ford Motor Company, and he wanted the company to go in the direction of luxury cars. That's where he thought the company was going to strike gold. So, in 1906, the Model K hit the showroom floor. So the first year that the car came out, it was only available as a touring sedan. Under the hood, the owners would be enjoying a 405 cubic inch side valve inline 6, followed by a planetary gear transmission. And although that sounds really impressive, it only put out about 40 horsepower. But all in all, you could get them up to about 45 to 50 miles an hour. In 1907, Ford reworked the body and now offered a roadster version on top of the touring sedan. They also made some subtle improvements to that inline 6, which added about 20% more horsepower. Both models could now achieve about 60 miles an hour. In that same year, two drivers took a Model K and drove it for 24 hours. They managed to cover about 1,135 miles without breaking down. And let me tell you, that was actually a big deal at the time. They averaged about 47.2 miles per hour. Again, kind of a big deal in 1907. The newspapers that covered the event used the tagline, "Watch the Fords go by." Sound familiar? Ford continued to use that advertising tagline for years after that. So let's get into the good and the bad. Now there's a lot of debate on how this car actually performed in sales. In its first year, retail was around $2,500. In today's money, that's about 10 grand. That car was pretty expensive, but it was still cheaper than a lot of luxury cars at the time. In its second year, the price actually went up to $2,800. Ford's biggest problem was the fact that it cost about $2,300 to produce. The problem was he hadn't perfected his assembly line and wouldn't until 1913. So the car was technically Ford's first failure. But the notoriety of the Model K had pushed people into Ford's economy car, the Model N. Sales were so good on that, it allowed Ford to literally buy Alexander out of the company. Ford then canceled the K and started the T.